It is now my time to speak. I came into this house to give voice to the voiceless. Is that the issue here? Is that the real intimidation here? Are our voices too loud for this house? Is that the reason why we are being silenced? Are our voices shaking the core foundation of this house? The house we had no voice in building. Our voices sent shockwaves of emotion to every nation throughout the world. Is this why we are being punished? I'm actually a quiet person by nature. But after being in this house for a year and a half, we have had no option but to voice the 100,000 who walked to Parliament, the 300,000 signatures, the 90,000 against the Treaty Principles Bill and the submissions. They were kept outside this house. And now that side of the house decides to remove us too. We will never be silenced and we will never be lost. I mean, this is ridiculous. We can't even do a haka and celebrate our culture at the Aotearoa Music Awards in peace. Since when did being proud of our culture make you racist? Taku patu, taku mana Māori motu hake. Taku patu, taku mana Māori motu hake. Taku tū, taku hikoi. Taku tū, taku hikoi. Kai hinga ue, kai mate aue. Kai hinga ue, kai mate aue. Taku rōpu haka. Taku kuini Māori. Kai taku ariki nui kuini ngā waihono I te pō. Te whare kāhui ariki whānui. Rire hau, pai mārire. These words were the first words of a chant I made on the footsteps of Parliament, a year before making it into the doors of Parliament. My closing remarks were, Aotearoa New Zealand, are you ready? Clearly, the people were ready, just not one party and 8% of the country was not. Let's be real clear here. The issue is not our response to the problem. I will repeat that again. The issue is not our response to the problem. It was unruly, disorderly, uncivilised to bring in a Treaty Principles Bill. It was a dishonourable vote. To make it very clear to the whole House and everyone listening, not even 24 hours after the Treaty Principles Bill reading, myself, our co-leaders and our mataro had a kanohi ki te kanohi hui with the Speaker. There were many kōrero stated in this hui. I said to the Speaker, I recognise that I disrupted the vote that he had to conduct that day. I took accountability, I apologised directly to the Speaker, accepted the consequences made that day, which was a 24-hour suspension, docked pay, and named, but I will not apologise for my actions. The ruling I was given that day encapsulated everything I did by inserting the words behaviour and actions. Which brings me to question, why am I even here? Why am I being punished twice 8 months later? Yet a member can swear at another member. A member of Cabinet can lay their hands on a staff member. A member can drive up the steps of Parliament. A member can swear in Parliament. Yet they weren't even given 5 minutes of suspension. But no, when we stand up for the country's foundational document, we get punished twice with the most severe consequences in the world. And that's actually a fact. Suspending the Māori seats of Hauraki, Waikato, Waiariki and Te Taihau Auru is equivalent to suspending 18 general seats. Just want to repeat that again, 18 general seats. That is 210,000 voices being silenced. The Māori seats encapsulate 6 general seats in one electorate, to be very clear to Mr. Miga. I just want to mihi tū te Pāti reipa and te Pāti kākariki. E kore ngā mihi e mitu kia koutou. The problem isn't the Haka or our kākahu or even the Treaty Principles Bill itself, like our wannabe matatini judges over here. The system itself causes the issue. MPs are not legally required to uphold Te Tiriti o Waitangi. There are no provisions in the Constitution Act 1986 for Te Tiriti o Waitangi. This gap allows harmful bills like the Treaty Principles and the Regulatory Standards Bill to be introduced. The solution is clear. A legal duty for MPs to respect and protect Te Tiriti o Waitangi and a provision of Te Tiriti o Waitangi in the Constitution Act 1986. This is my members' bill that I introduced last week, or the last time we were supposed to get suspended. Taku ture tuatahi ka whakatau ki te whare miere. Members of Parliament's duty to uphold Te Tiriti o Waitangi legislation bill, te pire mo te here ki Te Tiriti o Waitangi. Without this law in place, this is what's continuing to allow members of this House to silence the voiceless and slam the door on them. Nā ngā mema o tēnei whare e whakaiti ana I te tere ki Te Tiriti o Waitangi. Mā mātou koe e here, a haere ake nei te wā. This is not a country issue, this is an in-house issue. We have no option but to be the opposers and proposers at the same time and actually address the core problem that these systems represent, so that another generation doesn't have to come through these doors and be silenced. Look, Madam Speaker, we can have this debate for days. Actually, we have been for 185 years. And we're still debating on Te Reo Māori go stop signs. Get over it. The pathway forward has never been so clear. This isn't a left or right issue. This is getting the foundations right first to move forward as a country. And to move forward as a country, this House must recognise Te Tiriti o Waitangi in our Constitution Act. And members of this House must have a duty to uphold Te Tiriti o Waitangi. This House must acknowledge the laws of this land. I tore a bill that divided our country. I am now presenting a bill that honours our relationship as a country. In the words of our late King, let's keep pushing forward. While we are currently facing a storm, and there was a storm last night, there's no need to worry in this storm. We are stronger together, the wind in our sails of Te Pahitanga, and with that, we will reach our final destination. Tēnā rā tātou.